Hey, what's up guys? It's Doug here again at Hybrid Fitness, and today we're going over the trap bar. The trap bar is a very essential piece of equipment for every gym to have, and you should know how to use it. So we're going to go over 5 different exercises. Our exercises are going to be the regular deadlift, the Romanian deadlift, bent over rows, farmer's walk, and a push press. The first exercise that we're going to start out with is the trap bar deadlift. And I think the trap bar deadlift for most people is going to be a lot safer than an actual deadlift with a barbell. And that's just because where your body's receiving the load. You're able to make sure that you get your hands directly over the center point of your feet throughout the whole movement with the trap bar. But with the regular barbell, as you start to lower yourself, you have to go around your knees. The bar's added load to your body in the front versus the side. We're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart and our toes slightly out like we would for a squat. You're going to reach down and grab the bar, hinge your hips back, bend your knees slightly, and then now you're going to pull from the center point of your feet, head forward, chest up, keeping your knees out, exhaling on the way up, and stand straight up. You want to make sure you don't hip forward. A lot of people like to squeeze their glutes and accentuate this hip movement, but I want you to go from straight down, straight up. At the top, when your body is completely straight, squeeze your glutes, and then on the way back down. Exhale on the way up, and back down. You want to really make sure that you're getting this hinge movement like you would for a normal deadlift. So from the side, you're here, back flat, hinged at the hips, slight bend in the knees, head forward, chest up, exhale on the way up. Always pulling from that center point of your feet. Our second exercise being the Romanian deadlift, or the stiff leg deadlift. We're going to have our feet a little closer than our original deadlift. Again, pull from the center point of your feet, and then as you have the weight up, you're going to hinge at the hips, push your hips back, and lower the bar towards the center point of your foot, keeping your back flat until you feel a stretch in your hamstring. You want to cue yourself to try to touch the wall with your butt and not just bend over. That way you keep your back nice and flat. Hex bar bent over row, you're going to pick the bar up the same way you do for a deadlift. And then now after you have the bar picked up, you're going to hinge the same way you would for an RDL. So you're going to push your hips back until your back straight. And then from this point where your hands are at the center point of your feet, you row up. Like you would if you had just a dumbbell, pulling those elbows back, exhaling on the way up. With our Hex Bar farmer walk, you want to pick up the same way as a deadlift. You're holding the weight with your hands, engaging your shoulder blades so you're not just slouching over, and then just taking one step at a time. You can do a couple different variations like walking on your toes. That way you hit the calves a little more. A little forwards and backwards action. I usually just take a distance, pick a distance, and go down and back twice. Or you can also program it by steps. Now for our Hex Bar push press, you want to make sure you have some handles up. That way you can lift the weight and go ahead and load it up. That way you can just hop under it and grab it to start the exercise. You can step under with your head in between. Stand straight up. Slight bend in the knees. pretty close to the top of that. But slight bend in the knees, exhale on the way up. Just to turn and show you this angle. Slight bend in the knees. Now the cool and unique thing about the Hex Bar push press is there's no bar to worry about hitting your nose on the way up or your head on the way down or even your chin sometimes. The bar's all the way around you. You're loaded from the side. Just slight bend, exhale, and press up. Always make sure that you have some catch bars here so you can get under the weight and get the weight off. Now there you have 5 different trap bar exercises that you can throw into your routine. Give it a shot, think about the cues that I told you, and let me know what you think.